Hey, welcome to Bean and Peanut Art Studio. I hope to do art for a living. I'm not sure if I'm gonna make it, but I am gonna try. I am inspired by kawaii things in fairy cave fashion. Welcome to my little corner of the internet. I began doing art when I was small. I saw another kid's anime drawing, although I did not know what anime was back then. I liked it. I was really intrigued by it. I wanted to learn how to make something like that for myself, so I did. I got a magazine for reference and I started to practice. This is around the time I started to get into alternative fashion, hot topic, mall stuff, and anime. I practiced, but not as much as I wish I did. I had DeviantArt. I used to spend a lot of time there. Does anybody remember those llamas they used to have on there? You could collect them. I don't even know what they was for now, but I used to like collecting those. Let me know in the comments if you remember those. I had a lot of drawings. I can't remember all of them, but some of them were of the iCarly cast. Miranda and Jeanette, and just thinking about my old drawings make me wish I had them. And recommend holding on to old drawings if you can, because I would have held on to them. It's just something to look back on to see how far you've came. No matter how cringe you think they might be, you probably would want to look back on them at a later date. I was inspired by other artists online, such as Holly, Tea Time, Princess Peachy, Sugary, Symbiote, Cherry, Chezzy. I don't know if I'm saying these names right, so forgive me if I'm not saying them right. She actually inspired me to get back into drawing in 2019. Cherry did. And another big art inspiration of mine is whoever makes the fanciest surprise art. Those cutesy pastel styles mixed in with 80s flavorful vintage is just something I adore. They inspire me to practice and to get better. So yes, I have art inspiration now, but when I was younger, I just kind of drew random characters with no inspiration. It may be a robot girl or a cat girl. I mean, I guess the inspiration had to come from somewhere, but I didn't have a intended inspiration when I was younger. I did a lot of drawings of just anime, um, like Pokemon. I would try to just, well, copy, just learn how, the eye shapes were, and try to get the details, just copy and learn from that. I wouldn't recommend it. If you just practicing, that's one thing, but not to say it's your own, but just to learn that anime shape and stuff. But you still got to get the fundamentals right. That's just a style, and you still have to come up with your own style as well. There was a period where I thought I was going to be, quote unquote, more mature and go to realism and painting, but that didn't last long. I fell back in love with anime, and I think realism is not for me in the long run. I like drawing cartoons, and I'm not going to worry about if my art is mature enough. If my style evolves, I want it to do so naturally, not because of, oh well, I'm getting too old for this, that type of fear or worry that I could be aging out of something. Besides, most people in the cartoon industry are probably middle aged anyway. When I realized that, I stopped worrying about it. The fear is really unfounded. A lot of fears do be unfounded if we take the time to examine them close enough. So I had this period around 2020 up until the cough where I was drawing every day for about 3 months. I think it helped my progress a whole lot, of course. When the cough came in, I got unmotivated as my attention went mostly towards that and what might happen next, as I was pretty much glued towards the news. and kind of drawing just kind of like fell out of priority, and I did not draw for the next few years until recently. I just got back into it a year ago. It would be a while before I started drawing back again, but it's the current time now where I have this YouTube channel, and I'm just slowly chugging along trying to get better at all of it, the drawing, trying to get better at the YouTube, trying to get better at looking at the camera and talking and coming up with things to say and do. And I know it's going to take patience, consistency, and practice. It's going to just take me showing up. I'm already pretty sure this is what I'm meant to do, because art and marketing have been consistent interests that have not changed over the years. When I saw that art paper, that one drawing, I'm like, this is what I want to do, and that has not changed. Art, fashion, jewelry making, creativity, those things have not changed, and I guess I am just meant for that. That is what I am supposed to do. I want to continue documenting what I'm doing along the way and hopefully grow an active community. I want to be able to provide helpful information along the way, have these chit chat moments, and share insights. I think I will always be learning, so I want to always be sharing. What are your thoughts on this video? Leave a comment. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, talk to you later. Bye-bye.